Welcome to Arlo Robotics Investor and Analyst Day. Now, roundtable discussion with industry experts.
How many radar systems you project will be included in each vehicle? Which vehicle type will include the imaging radar for each level of autonomy? Gonen, maybe we'll start with you.
Yeah, sure. Well, of course, I cannot disclose as you understand, but if it was up to me, I'll put it in each and every car, right? But that said, I think as customer, we expect to have some very different standards, even on the low-end cars, on the cars we're going to buy 2025, 26, 27. I don't think as customers we'll be okay with the ADAS functions we have today. So I tend to believe that even on the lower end, you'll have imaging radars in more than one, and on the higher ends, you're probably going to have 5, 6, 7.
Matt?
So,
what's your
since this is an investor day, I'll say that there's 30 per car, 30 radars per car. I guess for fully autonomous vehicles, the question is how are we distributing the sensing needs across the sensing modalities throughout the field of view? So it's really a systems design question. And it's a question that actually asks several others. Number one is how are we servicing large field of views? Do we want to have radars that scan? Cruise has articulating radars. You could do that scanning electrically. Or do you want to have persistent coverage with more like the Waymo solution with multiple radars throughout the vehicle to cover the field of view? I guess the next thing is, are additional radars required to cover blind spots depending on the different vehicle type? We've already mentioned some different types of vehicles that are sort of non-traditional shapes and how that can play out there. That can drive up the number of radars that are needed as well. When we start thinking in the full autonomy space as well, an interesting question is how can the perception stack deal with disparate radar inputs? Can you have an imaging radar and a more traditional radar both going in and being able to extract the same levels of information? Can you partition things to like cheaper radars, or do you really need everything to be at that level because it makes the perception stack work more efficiently? And then the final thing is, like, as we start, and this is a real issue that we need to work across the radar communities, as we start adding more and more radars per vehicle, how do we prevent them from interfering with one another? How can we deconflict them from having one signal impact another? And because it's such close range, even side lobes and other things can start to degrade signal quality.